people have money nowadays. So people are thinking like, you know what? I'm going to wait until the interest rates go down and then I'm going to scoop a property up. But they don't understand. I tell people, you know what? There's a lot of sharks out there. I call them sharks when they have a lot of money that are willing to overpay because it makes sense for them. So I tell them, if your house is worth $1 million right now, let's say the market crashes. It's $1 million, market crashes, your house is worth $600,000. So all these sharks that are waiting for that market to crash, which I mean, my opinion, I don't think it's going to crash, because
I would agree.
If the house is worth $1 million right now and it crashes, it goes down to 600,000. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of sharks out there that are going to pay 650, 750, 850 because they know this home was once $1 million. So, I mean, a lot of the times people don't think it that way. I've had situations where people were like, you know what, he's just a real estate agent. He doesn't care about you. He's just trying to sell you a house. Well, I think we did another loan. I'm not gonna give no names, but it was in Burbank.
I remember.
Okay. And she was going back and forth with me for 2 years about buying. People around her, parents, family, cousins, people that are not in the real estate business, saying market's gonna crash and this and that. And she waited. She waited twice. We got her pre-approved. We looked at her income. Then she decided, oh, you know what? I want to hold. At the end of the day, she finally bought a house. At guess what? I mean, I'm pretty sure you remember because it's.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, she bought it at 9.5%.
Right.
And I mean, it just doesn't make sense. I tell people, you see a property, you don't look at the rate. The three things you look at: the location, you can make the payment, and if you like the house. Because at the end of the day, you can buy a house for 7%, 8%, just like that girl that bought it for 9.5%. People are like, that's crazy. Her mom was telling her, this real estate agent just wants to make his money. And I was telling her that's not the case, you know? I mean, for me, I'm just telling you what it is. You are, at the end of the day, making the decision. And it's been a year that she's bought that property. She still calls me with questions about property tax, all that, even though I've sold it for like, I don't know, a year and a half already. And till this day, she's like, you know what? I'm glad I listened to you. I didn't listen to anyone else. Yeah, my interest rate is 9.5%. But guess what? When the rates go down to 5 and 5.5%, she's going to refinance. I mean, based on like Zillow or whatever websites that you see on payment calculations. So if it goes down to 5.5% interest rate, she's going to be saving over probably $2,000 a month.
Yeah. And how much equity has she built in that year alone?
Exactly. She's saying her home, similar homes in her area, is going $200,000 over asking right now.
Yeah.
So
the market is hot. The market is hot.
I mean, people look at it and say, oh, well, you know what, market's this, market's that. But at the end of the day, it depends on your situation. You want to buy, you like a location, you like a house, a location. Because obviously, if you find a nice house in a location you don't want and you're forced to buy, the only thing you can do is remodel the house. You can't move the house, but you buy a house that the location is what you're looking for. You can always remodel the house. You don't have the money now. It could be in 2 years, 3 years. You could save up. You can do, once again, you said, a second.
Yeah, get a second mortgage,
which is a HELOC or whatever, and just repair it. And you're at the location you like, the school district that you like. It might be by family. It's safe enough for you. So I tell people, those are the three things. If it checks on your list, you buy it. You don't worry about the interest rate because you can always work with the interest rate.
Always. And historically speaking, there is no better investment of your money and no better return on your money than a home. Like nothing can come close to that. So you buy a property today, it goes up in equity. Let's say there is this crash that people are potentially fearing about. it goes down 20-30%. Guess what happens a few years later? That 20-30% comes back and then some. So you're always going to come up. As long as you like the house and you could afford the payment, you're good to go.